let's go check on our seedlings today in the farmhouse.
In the farmhouse?
Alright, so.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nice and warm in here.
Wasn't that glass?
No.
Oh. I've always thought that was glass.
Turn the light on.
Alright. Turn on the light.
Alright.
It's so bright.
So, this is our seed setup.
Bunch of greens.
Gotta get back here to get it all. We only have cabbage, of course, and 2 cabbages, red cabbage and an early Jersey, and then we have, yep, we have broccoli and cauliflower down there. But ta-da! This is our fancy seed setup. We will have more lots. I have another lot. And then we'll double up the trays instead of just single like they are once we
that's the degrees.
oh yeah, we have a little thermometer. Once we do peppers and tomatoes and stuff like that. So but this is all we had to start. So I like these lights. I shared this on my Instagram, but I like them because they connect to each other. I got these at Sam's. There's the box. This is our junk room for the cross that you made.
Mason's cross.
Oh. But this is like the extra room in the farmhouse. So my son uses this for his stuff, and he has like a mess of all his, he makes flies and stuff like that. But this is a perfect room. Stays warm. It's actually hot in here to me from being outside.
71 degrees.
It does say it's 71, but or that's what that's set on, but it is right at 80 degrees on here. So I know that these have this old coffee pot. I know that each of these trays need a full coffee pot of water about every other day, sometimes 3 days.
Yikes, that's empty.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and water them today. They're a little moist on top, but they definitely need water. And then I started thinning some of these out. You can see this one. I thinned this one out. I don't even know. That one has just come up since I done this 2 days ago. But it's doing fine.
You should have sold these 2 yesterday. These 2 yesterday, whenever I came down here, they was like not even up. There was just like that. Yeah. And then somehow they just...
Yep. And then we have ceiling fan, so they get some airflow. But yeah, that's our seed setup. But now I want to take you guys up to the garden. I'm going to plant some seeds today, and I'm going to share with you my best tips and the products I use to help me plan when to plant things. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Guys, so today I'm going to share with you, I'm in the garden fixing to start some seeds or plant some seeds in the garden, and I'm just going to share with you a couple of my favorite resources that I use for timing, figuring out when I need to plant things and how I plan all that out, because I like that kind of stuff, and I think the things that I do are really helpful. They've been really helpful to me, so I want to share with you the top planner things that are out there right now or that help me stay on track with planting in the garden. So first, let's talk about organization. And for my seed organization, I use this container. It's from Michael's. I got it 50% off. It was fairly inexpensive, but it opens. I don't have a table out here, so, but it opens and it has all these things in it. This is like a photo organizer, but of course seed packets fit directly, perfectly in there. And all I did was take a label maker and labeled them. I have see if I can do it without. Yeah, I'm gonna spill them out. I'll read them to you. I have tomatoes and okra, squash, leafy greens, beans. I've got 2 beans, cucumbers, peppers, melons, other, brassicas, peas, root vegetables, and then I've got perennials, annuals, zinnias, and sunflowers for my flowers because I just have more of those. It's really so windy. It's just spring in North Carolina, Western North Carolina anyway. Something else that I forgot to say that kind of helps me with seed organization. I don't like using plastic bags, but for this it works good because it keeps them really dry. Whenever I ordered all my seeds this year, I put them, separated the new seeds into Ziploc bags with the start date on them. So that helps you keep them kind of together too. And then anytime that I harvest seeds, like this is from our zinnias, this is from our lettuce, I just have them in Ziploc bags because that just keeps them dry. I can get a lot of seeds. That's a lot of zinnia seeds in this bag. But I can keep them separated that way. So like this was my older
I love spinach.
Lettuce, and we've already used this, so I put I think that's empty seed packets in there, but just to help keep me organized. And then I have my beautiful Roots and Refuge stickers on the front. Some of them I've got on my water bottles, but good way to decorate it. Now, speaking of Roots and Refuge, one of my favorite newest additions to my planning and gardening plethora of stuff that I have is Jess's new book, The First Time Gardener, Growing Vegetables. But what I really like about this, and I'll show you, I'll go ahead and show you, this really is just a beautiful book. So if you garden at all, you probably know who Jess is from Roots and Refuge Farm. They have a YouTube channel. She is really, really knowledgeable in gardening, and I love her advice. So this is one of my favorite pages in this book, and it is the seed sowing instruction. And it goes through, this is beans, carrots, cabbage, corn, broccoli. It tells you when to start them indoors, tells you when to direct sow, and there's a couple of pages of that. It doesn't have everything, but it has, I would say, most things that first time gardeners are going to want to grow. There's a lot of other information in this book, but I used this year for my spring stuff, along with another thing I'll show you, but to write down my dates. And this doesn't give you the date, but it will tell you like 8 weeks before your last frost date, or best direct zone, or whatever. So things you're not sure about, or you just need a reminding of, or you can't remember when you planted them, this was really handy. And then there's just so much more information on becoming your own gardener, figuring out your way, not necessarily going by a book. And Jess is a beautiful person, and this is a beautiful book, so I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It just came out March 2nd, but go find it. Another thing along that lines, let me find it in my big bag of stuff here, is the Clyde's Garden Planner. And this is just like a slide. This one comes from So True Seed, but all of them are Clyde's brands. They might have different branding, but they are the Clyde Garden Planner. And this, you just move it. One side's fall and one side's spring to summer, and you just move it to adjust your last frost date or your first frost date. And I used this last year. I still go to it. It just depends on what I'm doing, what kind of mood I'm in, what I actually use to look up those dates and figure out when I need to plant things. And then the last thing is actually an app on my phone, and I use this the most in the winter when I'm ordering seeds, I look at it, and it is called From Seed to Spoon. And I'm going to click on it and I'm going to turn it on here. So that's what it looks like. The sun is kind of in it. But it has all this, all kinds, like pretty much everything you would want to plant. And I just go up here and I'll search. Let's see, lettuce. And I'll click lettuce. And you can't really see this. Maybe I'll do a, I'll show it right here. But you just click lettuce. And it shows you your spring starting dates, when you need to start them indoors, when you start planting it outside. So, and you put in your zip code. So that's what I like about it, is because it's super easy and quick for me to just pull it up and know exactly when. And you can adjust that date in your app. You can go to the settings and adjust that date, because ours picks up actually up the mountain, and I kind of just, I can follow it loosely, but I err towards more of the valley end. And then I just watch the weather mainly. Before I put anything in my summer garden, I always watch the weather before. But that is a great app, and I love using it, especially when I'm trying to order seeds and figure out what I need to get and everything like that. So how do I keep track of all this? Well, I just got this this year. It's the Prairie Homestead old-fashioned on-purpose planner. I printed this myself. I just laminated the covers, and then you can get those ARC binder clips, and I have the punch already, so I just bought some binder rings for it from Staples for like $3 because it's quite a large planner, but it covers everything, so it keeps track of, I gotta tend to a baby, hold on. Alright, so it keeps track of your animal care, your vet records and things like that, births, keeps track of your garden, has a space for your garden, has Canon records, has a weekly and monthly spreads in it just for general meal planning and stuff. So it's literally like everything is in here, canning records and stuff. But I'm going to show you just the garden stuff because that's what we're focusing on. So it has these, it's a beautiful planner. So it has like all of this stuff about like companion planting and stuff. I really haven't looked at it much. Has a record where you can keep your seed stash. Haven't filled that in yet either. I need to. Really need to. Harvest. But so like this is like the grow it section. So this is all about gardening. And then so it has these places where you can do your garden design. So what I did, my beautiful drawing, right? But I did kind of lay out because I needed to tell Josh where I wanted these. So I kind of played with it this winter and just kind of figured out where I wanted all these beds that we done. And then I kind of just put like what I'm going to plant in each of them. I haven't done all of this, but whenever I'm actually out here doing it, I'm going to take and write down what's in each of these so that I know what's coming up. And then I'll know in the fall if I need to rotate anything or move anything, I can adjust it. So that keeps me track on that. Keeps me on track with that. Can't talk today. Alright, so this is the monthly spread for March. And what I've done is here, and it's just my chicken scratch writing, but it's 8 weeks before my last frost date. I can direct sow these things. Obviously today is the 5th, but I'm gonna go ahead and plant them, most of them today, and then maybe some Monday. We're supposed to get cold another 2 nights, but I think they'll be okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get it in the ground because I have the time right now. And then I have here to start my peppers and tomato seeds indoors. I have that my cabbage starts can go outside. Cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, they can be put in the garden then. So I just literally write it in my planner, and that's how I keep track. I can know exactly when I'm sitting down with Jess's book or my app on my phone or Clyde's garden planner. I can just take and figure out those dates and write them right down in my planner, and I don't have to think about it again. I can just look on here. I've already done the math work. I've already figured it up, what I need to do when, and that's what works for us.
Now, you know what I want to do? I want to make me my own little garden this summer.
Okay.
I want to plant like my own spinach, my own little garden. Okay. Now we need to make some more. Don't you think?
I don't know.
Over there is where I had my little garden last summer. And it did not work because the chickens somehow got out and then they was eating it. And my garden was big. And I could not plant it. It had flowers, all kinds of different stuff.
Something else that I want to encourage you to do is trial and error or experiment in your own garden. And by experiment, I don't mean plant your whole thing of seeds or all of your packs of beans or anything, but try them at different times and figure out when they grow best for you. Because peas, sugar snap peas, we got them to grow this fall, but we didn't get a big harvest off of them. And last spring I started them too late. So I'm gonna take, I've got 4 right here. I'm gonna take and I'm gonna plant them. I'm gonna plant them right here and see how they do, and see if they come up. So I don't have an idea, because ideally I'm going to, hold on, my camera is all backwards here. Okay. All right, so ideally I'm probably going to move that into an arch trellis there with my red noodle beans, and then I might do another trellis on that end with peas. But we have to take down the panels from where we had the guinea hogs, and we took 2 of them down for the tomatoes already from last year. But anyway, I'm just gonna plant these and I'm just gonna see what they do, how they do. I'm not going to get my hopes up. It's 4 seeds is all I'm wasting if they don't, and if they come up,
we'll be surprised.
We'll figure it out, won't we?
Yeah.
Figure out what we're gonna do. I can make, you know, you can take welded fence, and I can have Josh build something if they just really do it exceptionally well or something. But if they don't, I'm not out of anything but 4 seeds, and it took me like 2 seconds to plant them all. So that's what I just want to encourage you guys to try things in your garden, figure out when things work best for you, because you don't know if you don't try. Especially something like, for me, I've struggled with the peas and getting the timing right. I've actually struggled with lettuce a little bit up here too, part due to soil, part due to bad timing.
Don't we got a little bit of,
so that's why I'm going ahead. I'm planting some of the lettuce. I have tons of lettuce seed now. I didn't have much in the fall to mess around with, but I made sure I had plenty, and then I harvested plenty from falls, from what I planted in the fall. So I'm going to just do some lettuce and spinach and stuff and see how it does. It is going to get cold again, but I think we've been in the 60s, 70s during the day for the most part.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and do it and see, and if not, I'm not using all my seeds. You typically would succession sow those things anyway, but we're going to try it. So that is my favorite planting methods for keeping organized in the garden, and all my seeds and things I need to start, and so I don't get overwhelmed. And And I switched to direct sowing a lot. A lot of people want to start squash and cucumber plants and stuff like that, but those are best direct sown. And if you read Jess's book or watch her videos, she also recommends that. That's actually where I kind of, the light bulb clicked and I quit starting cucumber seeds, and we tried them this year. If you watched our summer video where we had some store-bought or nursery bought cucumbers, and then we direct sowed them, direct sowed the other half, and the ones that we direct sowed did way better, way better. They were not stressed or anything. They come up beautifully. They were much more productive, come up and met up with their size really quickly. So just take those things that you can direct sow, like lettuce. Yeah, you can start lettuce. If I was doing winter lettuce, totally would start it. But now it's warm enough to where lettuce will grow and be fine, or kale and stuff like that. So take those things that you don't have to start indoors, that you can wait, and plant them outdoors. A lot of my flowers I do this way too. Zinnias, I started some from seed last year, and it was just a waste of my tray space, waste of potting soil, and I ended up sowing tons of them that come up everywhere. Only 2 of the plants that I actually started in there really took off. So all the ones that I direct sowed did much better. So take that stress off of you and try to direct sow anything that you can. Write it on a list. Write your stuff you need to start indoors on a list. Typically your tomatoes, peppers, maybe eggplant, brassicas, cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage. Those things you can direct sow those. Well, you can direct sow anything, but to get like a head start, we get warm really fast. Like once it gets warm, it's hot. So we have to get them, typically have to start them here in order to put them in the garden, because they'll go in the garden mid-March here. So that is all my planting tips. I'm gonna go and finish up in the garden, and hope you will stay tuned for the next video. I hope you liked this. Let me know if you did. It's a little bit different than I normally do, but it's something I wanted to share because it's helped me so much. God bless y'all, and thanks for watching.